Hey, what is going on, Aries? Butch Tarot here. I am going to do your September read from now to the end of September. It is a general read. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. So, I've seen other YouTubers, tarot readers, not YouTubers, well, YouTubers, but tarot reader YouTubers. They display their deck like that. I do get a lot of comments on what deck I'm using, so I thought maybe I'd try it. This is called the Wild Reflections. It is a new deck that I just got a few days ago, but I've been playing around with it and I absolutely love it. I collect tarot decks as much as I use them. I have ones I haven't even used before. If I like them, I get them. So if you collect them or you read tarot yourself, I highly recommend this one. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what message do we have for Aries for September 2024? All right, Aries. So, Aries, what I see. Now, I feel like this physical connection, this can be something that has already happened. For some of you, this is something that may have already started. For others, this is something that is coming in. But I do see this connection as physical. It starts off that way. I feel like very quickly, a very impulsive physical draw to each other. And seemingly out of nowhere. I feel like this connection, it took off quickly. But even though I feel this physical energy, like it's a very intimate, very sexual tension, even though it's really overpowering, I feel like there's something else. I feel like your intuition is telling you there's something else going on here. This is more than physical. This is what this is what you're feeling. You're going to feel it as something more. But with this person, feeling and energy is telling you one thing. Actions are telling you another. There's a very defensive energy with this person. I find it's almost like they're not admitting what they're feeling. They're not telling you anyway. And there's this very withdrawn energy with this person. Even though this connection continues, it just, it seems more casual, more light. But that is that defensive energy this person is showing you. You know, not really going much into it. I feel like the physical continues, but seeing more, I don't feel like that's happening right away. You know, I like I said, I feel like you feel there's something more when you're with this person. It definitely is something more. But on their end, I feel like there is, you're right, there is something more, but they're hiding their feelings. And what's strange to me is how I see them seeing you. You know, I feel like with you, I mean, you're what they wanted. You're what they were waiting for. They didn't expect you. They didn't expect you to be that person. You know, I feel like in their mind, they kind of had it planned out differently. But you can make plans, but love laughs at it anyway. You know, they just didn't see you coming. But you are, and you were right. There is something more. You know, you're everything this person was looking for. They just didn't know they were going to actually find it. I feel like they almost kind of gave up on finding it. And I feel like this person is doing a lot of overthinking, looking a little too deeply into this. You know, with that Four of Swords, that overthinker. And inevitably, that overthinking leads to looking at the negatives instead of the positives here. The more it's clear to them that you're exactly what they wanted, the more complicated it gets in their head. You know, I mean, I feel like this person's letting their imagination get the best of them. You know, when we have the moon card, when I see the moon card, I'm thinking, especially in this read, I'm thinking, you know, if you picture yourself in a field, middle of the night, you got the moon up straight ahead of you. You're in this field, and on either side, there's these woods. So it's dark and shadowy. So you can't see what's over here. You can't see what's over here. You can only see what's right in front of you. And some people, you know, head toward that light. Some people get a little timid because they're thinking about what's, you know, their imagination's getting the best of them. What's in the woods? What can't they see? And I kind of feel like that's what this person is seeing. I mean, I feel like everything in this person is telling them yes, but they're still trying to find a way to see a no. And what I mean by that is, I feel like intuition, not only is their intuition telling them, scared shit of me. It's probably my cat. He likes to push on the door. Anyway, that scared me. Here, I'm thinking about imagining what's in the woods. But yeah, like I said, I feel like with this person, they're just kind of making reasons not to move forward with this. You know, it's like they're trying to find a negative. Because I feel like the alternative is believing that things like this happen. And they waited a long time for someone like you. Not someone like you, they've been waiting a long time for you. And now that you're right here, it's almost like too good to be true. But even though there is a bit of hesitance, I feel I mean, I feel like this person's thinking about you and only you. I mean, they're already fantasizing about a future with you. You know, you're fulfilling their fantasies. And I feel like the more we move forward, the more the reasons not to do this start to fade away. And the reasons to do it start becoming very overpowering. I feel like this person, honestly, I mean, we have the world card, so I feel like it's almost like they've been there and done that and don't want to do it again. But they're afraid of this because it's new. They're afraid of this because it feels real. You know, with the world card as the end of the major arcana, it's like, you know, like I said, we've been there, done that. We've been through the shit. We've been through, you know, good times and bad times, but they always ended up alone. But that's come to an end. And I feel like this person has to make that realization. I feel like they are going to make that realization and be honest with themselves. And I feel like the moment that happens, that's when this changes forever. You know, this is new love. And not only new love, but I see this very deep bond that you share with each other. And it is something that this person wants to pursue. I feel like they knew it fairly quickly, if not instantly. I mean, I feel like when I see something like this, I feel like it's almost like, you know, making that head over heart decision. Your heart knows what it wants, but your head just keeps trying to make it impossible. You know, the head keeps trying to find reasons not to. But the head's being overpowered here. And like I said, once this person gives in these changes, I mean, they knew right away. They already had their mind made up. And I feel like even they knew that with the King of Wands is like, once you make your mind up, there's no changing it. They made their mind up in the beginning, and even though it is probably not the best or the most productive course, they know what they want. And I feel like now it's time to tell you about it. And I do see them telling you about it. I do see them opening up. You know, we have the eight of Wands. And then we have the eight of Swords in reverse, which is opening up, not binding yourself. I feel like this person, they've wanted this. They waited for it. They just didn't expect it when it showed up. You know, it's like your whole life wanting to win the lottery, and then one day you get that ticket and you read the numbers and you won, and you're like, no. You know, until I cash it, I don't believe it. But I see this person cashing the ticket in. You know, I see a foundation. Not only do I see that incredible bond, do I see that new love, we see a foundation coming here. So, like I said, this person isn't walking away. They can't walk away. They don't want to. And again, I know you like to hear it, Aries. You're right. You knew. They knew that this was moving forward. That there was something more here than just physical. Because we've had physical before. But not like this. It just hit different. It just felt different. It meant something. It meant everything. You know, with the Chariot, that 4 movement. Now, with this person, I feel a lot of fire. So I feel like letting emotions out isn't really a comfort zone for this person. But the emotions they feel for you is kind of too hard to hold back. And like I said, they were trying to make a head over heart decision, but their heart wins every time. Or at least the heart won this time. You know, it's like one of those situations where don't trust the actions, trust the word, trust the feeling, trust the energy. I mean, sometimes when a great thing presents itself to us, it's hard to accept it, especially when things like that don't usually happen. So I feel like I said, I feel like this person, there is going to be defensive energy in the beginning. I feel like there's going to be some, like a nonchalant energy. And, even though, you feel like there's definitely something deep between the two of you, there's definitely something real going on here. I feel like their actions may not represent that very well in the beginning. But I don't see them going anywhere. Definitely don't see them going anywhere. And the thing is sometimes people look for a reason for something not to be real. And I know a lot of people think, well, what the hell would you do that for? Because people get scared. Even the toughest, even the strongest people, they get scared. They're just better at hiding it. I mean, like that saying goes, everything you ever want is on the other side of fear. They're afraid. And that's not something they're used to either. Like I said, I feel like this person's very confident. A lot of fire. But with you, it was different. It felt different. It continues to feel different. It feels like something more. That's why I'm just telling you they're not walking away. I don't think they could even if they wanted to. I mean, they put on this tough exterior, but I feel like you got through it. Now, I mean, like I said, when you're not around them, they're fantasizing about you. They're thinking about you. And they may act like they're not that interested in the beginning. I don't think I really don't feel like any red flags here. I don't feel like this person is trying to be manipulative or trying to play any games. I just feel like they weren't expecting this. That's one thing that's an overall energy I'm feeling here, is that unexpected. Even though they knew what they wanted, knew what they were looking for, or they thought they knew what they wanted, and they thought they knew what they were looking for, they do know what they want, and they know who they want it with. I like it. I mean, the last thing they're going to do is let you go. And they sure as hell are getting it. They're smartening up in the fact that they're getting the fact that if they don't smarten up, they're going to push you away. And that's another thing they don't want to do. So like I said, there may be some resistance in the beginning, but trust me, trust your intuition. Because you're right. I said it 3 times now. And you like hearing you're right. With this person, like I said, we got a lot of fire. We got Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. We have Aquarius, some Gemini, Cancer, Pisces. A lot of people get themselves in trouble doing that shit, to be honest with you. You know, that playing hard to get or giving off that vibe like you're not that into it. People have lost some really good people that way. You know? I mean, my Rose, I almost lost her that way. I'm a fire sign, and I can be a bit impulsive. When I first met her, I knew I was in trouble. Absolutely knew it. First time I saw her. But I didn't tell her that. Because I was a little bit toxic masculinity, you know, not showing feelings, not showing emotions. Not only that, I've grown out of that, by the way. That was 16 years ago I met her. We've been together for 15. So I grew. I've grown. I'm a grown man now. But it wasn't just toxic masculinity, not showing feelings. It was also, I had a pretty serious connection a few years before her. And a serious relationship. And I gave into it. You know, I gave into it as much as I could at the time because I was still young, I was still headstrong. But I gave into it. And I got screwed over really badly. And I was never, once you get screwed over by someone, especially someone that you care about, or you think you care about, it's almost like you don't want to do that ever again. You don't want to leave yourself vulnerable again. So when I met Rose, I was very, very timid. I acted hard. I acted all cool. I wanted her attention. I craved her attention. But I acted uninterested to a point. I acted like I wasn't that interested, even though I really was. And it was because I didn't want to get into a situation where I was vulnerable again. Like, even with that past relationship, I had strong feelings for her, but it was nothing like I felt for Rose, like from the very beginning. And I knew, like I said, I was in trouble because I knew that I had two options. I can act like I don't care and lose her, or I can give everything and lose myself. That's the options I thought I had. So I played it cool for a while. She broke through 15 years later. We're still together. You know, so just because someone acts a certain way towards you doesn't mean they don't care. I mean, we're all products of our past, you know, past hurts, past traumas. And one thing I learned in my relationship with her is that she had past traumas. I had past traumas. We both had kind of commitment issues. We both had abandonment issues. We both had these different issues, and through talking through them, through being honest with each other, and through being there for each other, I feel like we really realized we were similar people. And I feel like we both helped each other a lot. And we were able to, through being honest, through being direct, we are where we are now. You know, not only is she, you know, the mother of my kids, you know, she's my best friend. You know, she's the person I confide in, and she confides in me, and we're honest with each other. You know, and I mean, in all aspects, we're together, like physical, mental, emotional. And I feel like I said, it's a lot of people do that, and it doesn't always work. I'm fortunate that it worked for. I'm fortunate that I smartened up in time. But some people, I have a good friend of mine that was in love with this girl, and he acted cool. He acted like he didn't care, and she believed him, and she went out and found someone else. And that was 10 years ago, and the guy's still in love with this girl. And every time he meets a girl, he doesn't last long in the relationship because he compares it to her. And he still is adamant that she was the one. And I'm like, if she was the one, then you should have done something differently, dude. And he's like, I know, man. I know. You may fall for the wrong person. You may be vulnerable for the wrong person. And you may get rejected. Rejection sucks. It does. I've been rejected. But I got over it. You can get over rejection. I'm still not sure you can get over regret. And like I said, for the last 10 years, he's been in and out like a revolving door of relationships. And as soon as it starts to get serious, he's out because he's not in it. And I always hope he's going to find one that, because the girl he let go, she's married, she has kids, and she's happy. So I don't wish that ended so he could have her a second chance. But I do hope he gets a second chance at love. And I hope he doesn't screw it up this time. But as for her, I think that ship has sailed, and I think that he just needs to, I hate to say it, but I think he just needs to move on. Because like I said, she's happy and she's she has a family. And I don't wish that to end for her. She's a friend. He's my friend and she's closer to Rose, but I still see her and I know that she's happy with the guy she's with, and the guy she's with deserves it. He gave her what my friend wasn't willing to give her. The truth. Anyway. If you want something, go after it. No matter what it costs. Whatever the risk is. If you want it bad enough, go after it. Because if you don't, someone else will. If you meet someone you think they're special, if you have this unbelievable connection with them, why would you want to risk that? Why would you want that person to move forward and find someone else to have that with? Don't let the past dictate your future, because you're going to have the same results you did in the past. I learned my lesson, and I'm not saying this to be judgmental. I'm saying this because I've learned my lesson, and I don't want anybody else to have to learn it if I can help it. So be good. Take care. Stay safe.